Well, hello everybody, good evening and welcome to Havana, Cuba, La Habana. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup America's qualifiers, and it is the battle between Cuba and Puerto Rico. Well, it's a rematch of a game already. These two teams have met back on November 29th. Cuba played very well early, but Puerto Rico finished strong and won 69-60. So far to date, that is the only win for Puerto Rico. They have, in this window, fallen in Washington, D.C. to the United States. Puerto Rico also lost to Mexico. Cuba, meanwhile, have lost all three of their games. They really pushed the USA hard, falling 95-90 back on November 28th, and then the following day, they fell to Puerto Rico by 9 points. And then in this window, this past Thursday, they lost 82-72 here to Mexico. So Cuba really in dire need of a win to spark their qualifying campaign to life in their bid to get to the FIBA Basketball World Cup, which will be played next year in Indonesia, in Japan, and in the Philippines. So right now we are going to listen to the national anthems for Puerto Rico and Cuba. Okay, national anthems have been played, and here are the referees for tonight's game. Julio C. Anaya in the middle there from Panama, Brazil's Andrea Silva. She was refereeing at the Olympics this past summer, and Norval Young also on the right. So Norval Young from the British Virgin Islands, and that is the basketball that these two teams will be playing with tonight, as we fully expect this to be yet again another entertaining show, as was the case back in November. Certainly Puerto Rico could not have had a better start against the United States the other night, but over the 40 minutes they just did not have enough to win that game. But I think they raised eyebrows with the way they played. They were They certainly seemed tactically sound. They made some shots early. That helped a lot. They came out strong after timeouts, but the USA were just too tough in the end, and they were able to pull away and beat them in Washington 93-76. And for Cuba, they come into this on the back of that 82-72 defeat to Mexico. And that was a 2-point game at halftime. It was the third quarter that proved to be Cuba's undoing when they were outscored 28-17. They ended up coming back strong in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough, and Mexico beat them earlier today. However, Mexico won their game, or sorry, fell to the United States. So the starting fives tonight: Israel de Jesus, Gary Brown, Timaj Parker is going to be in the starting five. And see the coach of Puerto Rico, Nelson Colon. And we'll go over that starting five again once we see the players come out on the court. There you see Nelson Colon. Said he had dreams of being a Puerto Rican basketball player for the national team one day. And he said that didn't work out, but it's just, I think, just as great an honor, if not a bigger honor, to even be the coach. So he realizes he's serving his country and is very excited about the opportunity, but also knowing it's a big challenge and they need everybody rowing in the same direction. So you have Puerto Rico in the Caribbean, and not that far away is Cuba. And they're going to go with Yoaki Mencia, Osmel Oliva, Yorman Polas Bortolo, Jaciel Rivero, and also Pedro is going to be in the starting five. And you also see it's a team led by Coach Moya. Pedro Bombino in that starting five. There's Eduardo Moya. So Cuba have had some good starts. They just haven't been able to make it last, to sustain it over the 40 minutes. And when these two teams met back in November, I mean, the way Cuba started, you thought, wow, this is going to be their game, and Puerto Rico were going to suffer another defeat. But they just could not hold on. They actually led by 11 at the end of the first quarter. That was cut to a 6-point lead at halftime for Cuba. And then Puerto Rico got their noses in front in the third quarter, and then ended up recording a 69-60 win in Chihuahua City. Gary Brown was outstanding against the USA the other night. And they'll need him to be big tonight as well. Speaking of Gary Brown, he did not play in the first meeting. It's a pretty different lineup compared to the last time these two teams met. Different lineup for Puerto Rico. Well, hello everybody and welcome, and fast out of the gate here as we get this FIBA Basketball World Cup America's qualifiers underway. Puerto Rico starting fast and getting an early bucket right off the jump ball. And getting it down low and scoring for Cuba. Not messing around. It was De Jesus who made the layup for Puerto Rico, and it was Bombino, Pedro Bombino, who answered for Cuba. And Bombino with the rebound. There's Jaciel Rivero. Now, Polas Bortolo. Bombino again. Rivero to Bombino from the left corner. Now quickly to the other end. Gary Brown stops, pulls it back out. And Gary Brown has it knocked away. Now Jaciel Rivero in the open floor. Dumps it off, and Yoanke Mencia, his first 2 points. Javier Mojica, number 44. Boy, did he play well against the USA. He was outstanding. Now the drive, and nice little runner there by De Jesus. So De Jesus off to a good start. He's got all 4 points for Puerto Rico. Polas has it, and off the back of the iron. Missing from deep was Christopher Ortiz. So the starting 5 for Puerto Rico, again, Gary Brown, Jezreel De Jesus, Mojica, Ortiz, and Timaj Parker. And again for Cuba is Pedro Bombino, Yoanke Mencia, Osmel Oliva, Yorman Polas, Bartolo, and Jaciel Rivero. Ortiz missing again. Here's Jaciel Rivero trying to bank it in. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay at this end. There's a coach that's seen it all. Mojica has it taken away. Cuba running. Mencia. And Mojica chases back on defense. Now Puerto Rico in the open floor. And Brown gets it to fall. Excuse me, De Jesus gets it to fall. So he's got 6 points. Bombino. Rivero gets it down low, and Colon applauds as his team forces the turnover. In fact, a foul was called. Just double checking to make sure I know who it was on. Looking up at the scoreboard. Here is Mojica. So it was on Mencia. Fouled Mojica. Charged into him. Now, De Jesus hands it off to Brown on the baseline. Bombino doesn't bring in the rebound. Parker has it. And Timaj Parker gets it to drop. And Rivero, bodies clatter. So Parker's going to sit down. He didn't get into the game the other day until pretty late. So Toro comes in, number 41. Arnaldo Toro Barea. And Rivero misses both free throws. Gary Brown spins. De Jesus. And Mencia, who was lively in the first encounter early on in that game, you might remember. Bombino pushed out by Ortiz. Cuba get it back. Yeah, when they met before, Mencia had 13 points. Oliva comes out. Mojica goes out for Puerto Rico. And Stephen Thompson Jr. comes in for Puerto Rico. Marcos Chacon comes in for Cuba. And a foul called. So the foul was on De Jesus. And the ball tapped. Toro bounce pass. And, well, right off the bench, Stephen Thompson Jr. Just call him Steve. Now getting to the baseline was Bombino, but the ball was taken away. The quick hands of Gary Brown. Now he turns it over. Bombino showing his ball handling skills out on the open floor, and Christopher Ortiz fouled him. Looks like Eduardo Moy wants to shuttle in some players to keep his guys fresh. He's already sat down Oliva. There's Bombino. That's somebody else, and I'm guessing Bombino might come out after if he makes this. And we've already had a couple of substitutions for Puerto Rico. So he'll have to wait. De Jesus. So Puerto Rico, unlike the last meeting when they didn't really take the lead until I believe it was the second half, now they've been leading the whole game, 10-5. Mencia. And the follow. Good defense from behind on Toro. Cuba gets it back. Crowd appreciates it. And almost a travel. Uh-oh. Bombino decides he's going to take matters into his own hand. No, it's not. It's Rivero. Excuse me. Here goes Brown. Rivero again. Gets inside. This time he misses. Brown. Christopher Ortiz backing his way down on Polas Bartolo. This was Rivero sticking with it, showing the passion of play for Cuba. And Ortiz makes that one. So yeah, Puerto Rico didn't take the lead until late in the third quarter, the first time these two teams met back in November. Tito Sigfredo Casero is checked in for Cuba. There's Mencia. 3-on-1 break. And good job getting the basketball right on cue. Tito Sigfredo Casero. And the turnover gives it back to Cuba. You know, the crowd getting into it. Oh, dangerous pass. Thompson almost able to nip in and take that away. We're nearly 9 minutes into it. Puerto Rico leading by 3. Rivero goes to work. Pump fake. He wasn't going to be denied. He went right at Luis Hernandez. Taquan Malik Rolon also in the game right now, along with Jonathan Rodriguez, number 6. And driving in and missing was Rolon, Malik Rolon, and now Cuba can take the lead. Pump fake. Well, where was Nesar Coutinho going with the basketball? 16.1 seconds left on the game clock, so about a 7-second differential with the game and shot clock. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Three-pointer. They stuck with it, and they get it back. Three-pointer, good! And that's what happens when you give away an offensive rebound. Just what Tito Sigfredo Casero needed. Look at him. He's telling the crowd to get behind the team. And as is often the case with these Cuba teams, they thrive on the emotion. And they take their first lead of the game right at the end of the first quarter. Cuba lead it over Puerto Rico. And I believe it's 14-12. There it is. That's the right score. 14-12. Well, their first three-pointer put them in front. As you can see, Puerto Rico, the Boricua, they have yet to hit one. Here are the best plays from the first quarter. Rivera with the no look. And Mencia finishing. Good tap by Ortiz. This was Toro. Nice bounce pass by Toro to Thompson on the break. But Cuba started to come back. Rivero scoring with that. And the Valencia basket star again. And of course, we saw the three-pointer. We'll scan that in, and you can get the World Cup Qualifiers app in your smartphone. Keeps you up to date on everything. All the latest news, information. And you can go back and look at today's games, for example. Or yesterday's games, Sunday's games. Let's see here. What was the most interesting score? Czech Republic beating Bulgaria, maybe. Hungary beating Montenegro in Europe. Had some interesting games in the Americas. Venezuela played very well. That three-pointer short. So Bombino back in the game. Toro gets inside, and Bombino with the rebound. So it's Bombino, Sigfredo Casero, Marcos Chacon, Nesar Coutin, and Joaquim Mencia on the court for Cuba. And here's the long shot from number 3, Marcos Chacon. Cha-ting! And Cuba heating up. Rolon over to Thompson. And Thompson leans in and just gets 2 back. Now in the corner, Bombino off the back of the ring, but Toro going for the rebound, doesn't bring it down, it goes out of bounds. Now putting on the deck, Mencia, and he's fouled. So Mencia bends the knees and misses the first. And gets the second. Friendly bounce. Well, there you go. You know that Mojica's always up for the game. He'll bring his team back 18-16. Mencia again. Number 2 shows you what to do. He's got 5. Toro thought about the bounce pass. And the ball goes out of bounds. I remember watching Toro when he played for Puerto Rico in Dubai at the 2014 FIBA Under-17 World Championship for men. Hard to believe that was a long time ago, but time does fly, and he was tough. He averaged about 16 points per game in Puerto Rico. That was a great tournament. They finished 5th. A lot of those guys in the NBA now. Roll on. Toro with the rebound, brings it back outside. Mojica drills it. Gamer. He just loves it, doesn't he? He thrives. Driving in, and another foul called. First one is good. Rivero, I mean, he is a big-time player, folks. I mean, you probably know him if you are watching from Europe. Everybody knows him because he's had so much success in Spain and playing in European basketball with San Pablo Burgos, winning the Basketball Champions League title back-to-back seasons, and also now plays for Valencia Basket. And Mojica missing from the left corner. And driving in and denying and sticking with it. And good play by Ortiz. Rivero handling it. Gives it to Coutinho. Gets it back. He can shoot it. That's a 3. Well, let's don't forget what Rivero did the first time Cuba played in these qualifiers against the United States. Well, he was awesome. He had 34 points, 9 rebounds, and now Puerto Rico tied up at midcourt by Coutinho, getting down on De Jesus. Yeah, that USA game was amazing for him. I mean, I think he raised a lot of eyebrows. Because again, he plays in Europe. If they didn't know who he was before the game, they sure knew who he was after. He also hit 3 of 5 from three-point range. So that is not a shot that he's afraid to take. He's already got 1 3 tonight. Cuba leading it. Brown. Mojica. Mojica is just a machine, isn't he? I mean, yeah, he did miss it from the left corner a second ago, but he has been pretty much on the money in this window. And now the ball turned over by Casero. So timeout on the court. Puerto Rico, the Boricua trailing by 2 against Los Cubanos. So back to live action. Hard to believe Brown hasn't scored. He could do nothing but score the other night against the USA in the first half. Now De Jesus goes to work, gets in the lane. Cuba defend. Rivero open floor and decides to slow it up. Good job, Rivero. Looking at his options. Well, Cuba struggling to stay on their feet at times. And the pass intended for Bombino. De Jesus catches it, leaks out early, and makes the layup. Ties the game. Exploding to the basket. How about that from Chacon? De Jesus again to the corner. Mojica, this time he puts on the deck, drives in, denied. Timaj Parker there. And Parker called for a push. This is Chacon. Brown thought he might get some help, but he didn't get it. It didn't arrive. And his man went all the way to the basket. Polas, Portolo into the corner. Chacon, ring it up. Number 3 for 3. Cuba back on top by 5. And De Jesus putting the pressure on that Cuba D. Look at this. sometimes you just get in the flow, and that would explain Marcos Chacon right now. He feels like anything he puts up is going in. He's got 8 points, all of them having just been scored, in fact. Timeout with 3:21 to go in the first half. The action back and forth. It's electric, just like we expected. It's a lot of fun here in Cuba tonight. So with the timeout, let's go down to the huddle and try to listen in. Here it is again, Chacon. No rim protection in there for Puerto Rico, so he just took it all the way. This is Chacon again, getting the fans on their feet. Ortiz. Pump fake, Brown. He was hoping to get a foul behind the arc. Bombino. Polas Bartolo gets it to Jaciel Rivero for 2. Nice jumper. Oh, big strong move by Ortiz, but he doesn't finish. Nevertheless, Gary Brown, it looks good, but it's not. It was on line, but short. Again, Rivero going right at Toro, who commits the foul. Well, they had the lightning quick USA to deal with a few nights ago, did Puerto Rico. They've traveled south, and it's again, it's not so much the quickness factor, but it's the Cuba team that just feels comfortable, is confident, obviously very athletic. And he misses both, but they get the rebound. Look at that. They're just out hustling Puerto Rico right now. And the pass. They didn't get a shot off that time. Tito Sigfredo Casero turning it over. Mojica Quick pass intercepted. Christopher Gaston in the game, number 33. And he's asking where the foul was. He says, I got blood on my lip. She says no blood, no foul. But maybe there was, but she didn't see the foul. She can't call it. But she's probably thinking. So technical foul, Christopher Gaston, for arguing that he should have had a foul called because he got hit in the mouth. Cuba will inbound the basketball, have to take it a long way. Polas Portolo. Bounce pass to Rivero. Nice passing. Bombino. His two gives Cuba a 9-point advantage, their biggest of the game. De Jesus banks in a three. Well, he called window, didn't he? And driving and scoring was Tito Sigfredo Casero. Final seconds ticking off the clock. Puerto Rico trailing by 8 points. Here at the end of the first half, Gaston gets in. And he scores, and he's going to the line. No, that's Ortiz. Excuse me. Ortiz has been relatively quiet tonight. He does have 6 points. He can go to 7 if he makes this. Long one, and he did graze the net. Nasser Coutin, and that's how the first half finishes. Cuba lead it 36-31 over Puerto Rico. So, once again, Cuba on top of Puerto Rico at halftime. Just like the last time, you see the numbers. 8 more rebounds, more assists. Puerto Rico do have 3 more steals. Rivero, Chacon, Casero leading the way for Cuba. De Jesus, Ortiz, and Mojica for Puerto Rico. Let's see if Cuba could have maybe learned their lessons from the last game and protect this halftime lead. So here's a look back at the first half highlights. Toro on the break. It looked like at that point that Puerto Rico were going to get into their rhythm. And Cuba, though, did not fade. Instead, they just started to pick it up. Rivero came to life. Rivero again going to work. Mojica drilling that corner three. This is a great play here for Cuba. Really sparked him. Marcos Chacon driving, and then he hits the corner three, catches that pass from Polas Bortolo. Bam! And you can see the reaction from the crowd. There was this, and also the De Jesus. That was great passing that Bombino finished. So we won't see the De Jesus three, but anyway, 36-31, Cuba on top of Puerto Rico at halftime. So De Jesus leading the way in scoring for Puerto Rico tonight in that first half. 11 points. You can see how he's getting his points, including this one that he banked in. And for Cuba, it's been Jaciel Rivero. And the big fella, while he does most of his work in and around in the lane and around the basket, he can step outside and hit the three-pointer, which he did tonight. Jaciel Rivero is a load, but he does have a soft touch as well. It's a shot that he practices. So the team's back out on court warming up for the second half. And when you look at some of the stats that don't jump out at you, some can be quite revealing. 15 points for Cuba coming off the bench tonight, just 4 for Puerto Rico. I mean, the rebounding decidedly in favor of Puerto Rico right now. Excuse me, of Cuba, 22-14. They've had many more rebounds. Also in the Americas today, Dominican Republic bounced back from yesterday's loss to Canada by beating the Bahamas 90-65. Canada won yet again 94-46 over Virgin Islands. USA avenged their defeat to Mexico by winning 89-67. Argentina, of course, had a difficult night in losing to Venezuela in their first game, but they were able to get a win over Panama, but only just 65-58. And of course, Venezuela went 2-0. They beat Paraguay 97-48. in Puerto Rico. Cuba searching for their first win. Puerto Rico searching for their second. Puerto Rico are 1-2. Famous emblem of Che Garcia. No, not Che Garcia, Che Guevara, excuse me. Che Garcia is the coach of Argentina. Okay, we're about ready to start the second half. Cuba leading it 36-31, and they inbound the ball to start things off. Attacking the basket now to the left on your screen. Well, Rivero led them in the first half, has a shot blocked. Barry Brown been very quiet. And a foul called on Polas Bortolo, guarding De Jesus. Yeah, Gary Brown 0 for 6 from the floor. Mojica. Oh, ball got hung up on the rim. And Mencia comes down with it. Nice handoff. No, it wasn't. Ball goes out of bounds. The pass from Bombino. Again, Bombino is just 21 years of age. 2.06 meters in height. 6'8", slightly 6'9", excuse me, 2.06. 6'9". So listed as a center. And good defense from Mencia, forcing the turnover. And driving in is Cuba once again to go up 38-31. Polas Bortolo doing a good job running the floor. But the answer is the three-pointer from Ortiz. Referee stopped the clock, so the player can tie his shoes. Gary Brown going for the basketball. Polas Bortolo living dangerously. Gets past the guard, but then a good block by Ortiz. Now Tamaj Parker has it thrown into him. They swing it around. Brown goes between the legs. Here he is in the paint, and there he is, no longer being shut out tonight. And with that, makes it a 2-point game. Mencia, top of the key. Now Brown looks up the floor and decides to dribble. Brown goes behind his back, and Bombino picks up the foul. So Polas Portolo takes a seat, and Gary Brown, his second basket, ties it up. Tito Sigfredo Caceros checked in, and Marcos Chacon alley-oop. Now the pass, look at him share the basketball. The Boricua starting to pick up the pace a bit. They save it in bounds. Christopher Ortiz, same spot, same result. And Eduardo Moya calls timeout to try to cool off this Puerto Rico team, which has gone on a nice little run here. Ortiz showing his shooting touch. He now has 13 points. So how are Cuba going to respond coming out of this timeout? This is Ortiz again. And we also saw some contributions from Gary Brown. Ortiz, 28 years of age. Marcos Chacon brings it up the floor. Jaciel Rivero, feet set, front back of the rim, and Ortiz rebounds the miss. And Ortiz, yet again, does the heavy lifting, and as a result, he will go to the free throw line. So after hitting the 2 threes, Ortiz misses the free throw. Nobody's guarding him. Does get the second to go, however. Haven't seen much of Luis Hernandez tonight. Chacon, time running out on the shot clock. Spins. He got it back, but it will not count. Chacon, just 18 years of age. Plays with Amador Capitalino Habana. So really nice talent. Nice talent for Cuba to build around. And tried to get to Jaciel Rivero. Tamaj Parker gets in and scores. Puerto Rico now up by 6 points. They have owned this third quarter, outscoring Cuba 13-2. Mojica. And De Jesus lays it up with the left hand. The natives are restless. You could feel it. Seems like when they shifted to a higher gear, Puerto Rico are a much better team. They play faster, they rev the engines, and they go. But for a lot of the first half, they weren't really revving the engines at all. Here's Mojica. Brown steps back. Three-point shot is good. So that was from Cuba's number 6, Nasser Coutinho. And they survived, but Tamaj Parker gets the basketball. And he was fouled. Coutinho flashing the 3 fingers just to be confirmed that he'd hit the 3. De Jesus goes to work, 3-point shot. And Mencia rebounds and runs. Coutinho this time passes up the 3. They get it to the corner. Rivero with the rebound. Back outside to Coutinho. Crowd telling Pedro Roque to shoot it. Bounce pass, Rivero. And he was hammered from behind by Toro, but after the shot clock expired. Not sure the hair is okay. Roque, I think, should have probably shot the basketball. Well, it's definitely not 0-0. There you go, 46-41. Thought I was seeing things. And the charge on Thompson. So Mencia has been getting in his sprints tonight. He's going to take a seat for a while. And Yoel Cubilla checks into the game, number 36. Tito Sigfredo Casero, crowd getting restless. Got to do something. Toro goes up for the board. It comes down with Thompson. Thompson gets to the middle, gets rejected. Rivero just waited on it and swatted it. And this time, boy, they just challenged each other like a joust. Went right at each other. The crowd liked the contact. The crowd will erupt if they score here. You know, when that crowd gets loud, it really fires this Cuban team up. Look at this swat. Swat of the night. Look at that. Get it out of here. Fuera. Coutinho, who hit the three-pointer, draws his team a little bit closer. And Coutinho makes both. And some pressure, but Cuba commit the foul. So Cuba have not shot their free throws well tonight. Just 6 of 13. 46.15%. And Puerto Rico is shooting 80%. They've attempted 5, made 4. So now Thompson goes back to the line. And Thompson makes both. Roque handling the basketball. Looking for an opening, passes it back outside. The crowd wants Rivero to shoot it. Oh, what a strong rebound and putback. Fresh off the bench. And Yoel Cubilla making his presence felt. And now the ball thrown out of bounds. Nope, it did touch a Cuban player, says the Brazilian referee. People thought they were going to get a possession there, but those things happen. Sometimes the referee gets a little confused. Here driving in. Oh, big number 33, Gaston. Coutinho has it. Cubilla turns. Wow, where's he been? You got to get him some minutes, coach. He looks good. Cubilla. And also a foul called on Puerto Rico. So it'll keep it at this end. Chance of Cuba. Crowd getting into this. They sensed an opportunity to get that first win. Chacon, bounce pass to Rivero. And he was strong with the ball. So Jaciel Rivero goes back to the free throw line, where he's been tonight and hasn't had the greatest success. Two of 6 so far, and make it 2 of 7. You can see he's frustrated. And misses both. Important free throws for a team that is searching for its first win. So now Brown goes to the line, so you could end up with like as much as a 4-point swing here because of those missed free throws right at the end of the quarter. It's understandable Rivero misses because he's played a lot of minutes. I'm not sure he's actually come out until now. He's played 27. Just under 28 minutes. So Brown taking his time. He was shut out at halftime, but in the third quarter, he has scored 6 points now. They got to hurry. Well, they don't mess around. He just throws it up, and well, you see a dunker sometimes break the backboard, and I was a little bit worried with that toss it might break it as well. You heard something clang off of it. Puerto Rico lead at 52-47 at the end of 3. So in that all-important free throw department, the 6 of 15 for Cuba really stands out. That's what's separating them from the lead and trailing by several points. Here's a look at some of the top plays from the third quarter. Ortiz came out and really went to work. Brown also decided it was time for him to start scoring some points. Coutinho hit that big 3. So if Cuba can somehow play to their strengths, avoid the turnovers, limit Puerto Rico at the other end, and also make some free throws, they got a chance. Well, use that QR code into your smartphone and it'll take you to the FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers app. Great to have, great resource, and you can navigate your way around all of the stats and information. I use mine every day. In fact, I'm using it right now, just looking at it. So downtown, Gary Brown passes it over to Rodriguez, and over and back is the call on Gaston Chance to cut it closer. The 18-year-old Chacon has it. Guarded by the experienced Gary Brown. Chacon, he's got to launch it. He puts it up from deep. It's good. It's a two-point game. Cuba alive and kicking. 11 points for the 18-year-old. Thompson loses control. It goes out of bounds. He knew exactly how much time he had. Virtually none, but he was able to get it up and knock down what is turning out to be quite a special game for him. He did play in the other games. He had 9 points against the USA in the opener and 10 against Mexico. So he's got his high, and now Mencia turns it over. That's what I'm talking about. They don't have to play perfect, but oh, look at that. They get it right back. How good has Yoel Cubilla been? He has done nothing but positive things since coming off the bench. And another turnover, second straight turnover in Puerto Rico. Get down, and oh, the ball falls. Great effort by Coutinho to try to block it, but De Jesus able to get that to fall. Cuba can't turn it over. That was a youthful indiscretion or mistake by Chacon. And Cubilla, 3 straight turnovers. Moya may have to get a timeout as Puerto Rico go down and rock the house through Ortiz. They were right there, and their inability to hold on to the basketball and turnovers has brought Puerto Rico back into a 6-point lead. Rivero travels. Oh, the crowd's going to be upset. They love it when the big man throws it down. This is De Jesus. Look at this. Gets it back to Ortiz. He says, "You take it, big man." And Ortiz treats that rim like it's his own personal jungle gym and hangs on it for a little bit of emphasis. Well, this is exciting when Puerto Rico get up and down the floor. They're a lot of fun to watch. There's De Jesus again. This time, maybe tried to do too much. Polas Bortolo for 3, and he halves the deficit. Gary Brown. An offensive foul. Coutinho coming up, making a play. This is Polas Bortolo, his three-pointer. And Gary Brown saying, "How can you call a foul on me in that situation?" So he must have raised his elbow to kind of get past the man. The chance of Cuba raining in, or raining down from the stands in the Coliseo de la Ciudad Deportiva. A little bit too much dribbling there, and turns it over. Tito and Ortiz couldn't get the drop, and then Cuba not able to save the ball in bounds. Coutinho, 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Cuba need to be, they've really struggled with their turnovers in this fourth quarter. It's been their worst quarter for turnovers. Mojica back in the game, the veteran. Mojica passes, three-point shot, well off. Now wait a minute. Yeah, shot clock violation because it did not hit the rim. So Casero brings it up, gets it over to Bombino. Putin. Bolas Portolo back to the basket. Three-point shot. I would have brought the house down. Oh, Puerto Rico fall down. Chance to run for Cuba. And great hustle back by the Qualifiers. Puerto Rico in a real battle here. Remember, crucial. I mean, if you're thinking that they're going to be advancing to the second round, even if they get to the second round, they are going to need wins. There you go. Three-pointer ties it up. I mean, Puerto Rico cannot afford to drop this game as they hunt a World Cup berth. They know it. The wins are just too important because they carry over to the next stage, and they've only got one so far. Timeout, Nelson Colon and Puerto Rico, who are in a battle here with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left in the game. Crunch time. This is the type of game. What I was trying to say is that 3 teams will move into the second round, but it's not just about moving into the second round. Even if Puerto Rico were to lose tonight and have the better head-to-head, because remember they won by 9 points in the first game, they would still go to the second round, and then they would, because the teams carry over wins, they want to make sure they take as many wins to the second round as possible. Mojica, and the ball kicked. Rolon in the game, looking, sizing it up. Mojica, oh, that's a tough pass. And then the foul from behind by Ortiz. Casero goes down like a sack of wheat. And they want to see if it was an unsportsmanlike foul. That's why they're going over to look. No, not at all. Not at all. From that angle, it looked a little harder, but he was definitely going down on the ball. From the other angle, it looked like he was fine. I don't think they'll call it. Well, they have called it. Maybe it was because he came down so hard. Maybe it was the, I don't want to say violent swing, but he did. The second look, the first look is like no way, but the second time we saw the different angle, it was like he really came down hard, and I'm guessing that's why. Oh boy, not a good time to miss free throws. But unfortunately for Cuba, they have missed a lot tonight. He gets that one, and Cuba have taken the lead. Casero, Rivero, shot clock about to expire. That's Coutinho rather, and Timaj Parker chases it down. And Gary Brown calls the play that they were just talking about in the huddle. Oh, nice play by De Jesus. Woo! Boy, he looked good on that, didn't he? 17 points. The man with the hot hand tonight for Puerto Rico. And Bombino. Boy, that's called breaking ankles. That was. Coutinho had no chance staying with De Jesus there. De Jesus again. Oh boy. This is De Jesus' world, and we're living in it. Wow. He has positively dazzled the last two possessions. 3.5 minutes. Still a chance for Cuba, but they're struggling to hold on to the basketball. And really, the one player they have not been able to stop has hurt them yet again, and Jezreel De Jesus. So Mencia comes back into the game. Chacon also comes back into the game. Remember, Chacon just 18 years of age, one of the many bright young talents that we see in the World Cup qualifiers. Quick pass down low, De Jesus again. Well, he's just grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, hasn't he? Coutinho facing the D. Shot clock winding down. Rivero backing up. And just really outstanding finish. Tamaj Parker did the right thing by not leaving his feet and raising his hand straight up. If he doesn't score that, it could be it for Cuba. But he keeps them alive. Rolon been very quiet. And nobody boxes out. Tamaj Parker. Look at Mojica shouting defense. Come on, guys. These Puerto in a real battle tonight, trying to get that second win. Cuba, though, want to get there first. Rivero, nice catch. Bounce pass. Good. They're back in it. Polas Bortolo trims the deficit to 2 points. Rolon pulls up the dribble. Boy, that was a dangerous pass. Mencia was going for it. Brown, surely you got to find. He drives in, and here comes Cuba. Chacon passes back. Polas Bortolo gets the offensive rebound, and Cuba can't get it to go. Tamaj Parker has it. Boy, they were right there. Surely, you got to get the ball to De Jesus. And don't call me Shirley. Here we go, Brown. Here he is, De Jesus. He charges. Oh no, the block is called. Wow. I thought they were going to call a charge there for a second. Three-point shot, misses, and Cuba has it. Chacon. A three-pointer would put him in front. Will they go for it, or will they drive to the basket? Chacon pulls up the dribble again. Mencia, he's going to attack. He goes in, and again, Cuba denied. Unbelievable. Just the second team foul in the fourth quarter on Cuba now with 21 seconds. And this is a problem. I'm surprised they didn't work it around, even try a three-pointer, because they've had some success from the arc. They were in a little bit too much of a rush, Cuba. Rolon back in. Mojica will inbound the basketball to bring in the good free throw shooters. So Rolon will get fouled, but they still have to commit another foul, Cuba, if they can't get the steal. So Roque commits the foul. That's number 4. So it looks like the strategy for Cuba is to foul, hope that they miss the free throws and gives you a chance to go down and score. But if they make 2 free throws, then it becomes very difficult. Okay, so now they're going to try to get the steal. Note they do get the foul, and it's Gary Brown. So Gary Brown takes the walk. He came into this game having attempted just 1 free throw. And he'd made it against the USA. And tonight, Gary Brown has made 2 free throws from 2 attempts. And he takes his time and makes the first. And if he makes this, it's pretty much a 2-possession game. Although you do see the occasional 4-point play. Oh, he doesn't. Will Puerto Rico foul, or will they let Cuba attempt the game-tying 3? They are going to get a 3. Coutinho! Heartbreak City in Havana. Puerto Rico are going to get out of Dodge with a big win. Puerto Rico dodged the bullet. 3 times Cuba had a chance. They just could not make the shot in their final possession. Are they talking about potentially putting some more time on the clock? Anaya, this is the right call. The referee from Panama. If you have the technology, use the technology. Just to double check. It's kind of hard. There's a bit of a glare. Well, on the graphic, it looks like no. I don't think so. We'll see. That's it. Game over. Good job of refereeing. Puerto Rico and Cuba played an entertaining game. You feel bad for Cuba, but they did have their chances. So Puerto Rico win it 65-62 at Cuba, their 2nd win in the qualifiers. And Cuba dropped to 0-4. Well, De Jesus was the man tonight. He was unbelievable. Puerto Rico getting it done. And what really hurts if you're a Cuban fan or a Cuban player is your free throw shooting tonight, just 7 of 17. And you can see rivals on the court, friends off it. And that's always a great sight. See the sportsmanship. It's one big basketball family, and the Puerto Ricans will leave with a win, and they'll get some applause as well. The Cubans will get some applause from their fans who are disappointed because really they were good enough to win. I mean, they could have won tonight. It's the little things that you have to do, although making free throws is a big thing. They had some turnovers late that were in the 4th quarter that were costly. They ended up turning it over 21 times. And Puerto Rico scored 20 points off those turnovers, but De Jesus was terrific. Ortiz was really solid in a key moment of the game in the third quarter. Brown contributed some points in the second half. Coutinho filled everybody with hope when he hit that shot. Just letting everybody know again, that was a 3. On balance, Chacon really came out and did well tonight. He had some turnovers that were not good, but you excuse it because of his youth. Marcos Chacon finished with 11 points. He had 2 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 3 of 5 from three-point range. And for Puerto Rico, De Jesus had 21 points. He was 9 of 13 inside the arc. Ortiz had 16 points. Gosh, I didn't realize he had that many. 5 of 10 from the floor, including 2 of 4 from deep and 4 of 5 at the line. So just a all-around very entertaining, competitive basketball game, which ends in disappointment for Cuba and relief for Puerto Rico. And that Puerto Rican fan was happy as well. So here are the standings after game day 4. USA and Mexico are 3-1, and Puerto Rico, that's not right. They should be 2-2. And Cuba are 0-4. So USA won their game 89-67, and Puerto Rico getting their second win over Cuba, so they are indeed 2-2. Well, Cuba in Havana were hoping, praying, visualizing a win against Puerto Rico, but the Boricua had other ideas. So did De Jesus, especially, and Coach Nelson Colon. They get the win.